That's not a try, that's a miracle.
You can take me now. I have seen it all.
Obviously, before we jump into this game, it is a cracking game. It is at a core stadium on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. AEST kick-off time. If you like our intro, it's a bit of a new intro. It's a bit of a new segment, how we're introducing these and dropping these games and this little preview before each game. Drop the like. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Follow us on socials. You've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, you've got YouTube. Hit like on all of them and obviously help us grow this channel. But we will jump into the man in the middle of the screen, the man of the moment. I guess you could say the man of the NRL given the last 3 weeks. It is Latrell Mitchell. He lines up alongside his partner in crime, Alex Johnston, who loves to score tries, Cody Walker, Lachlan Ilias. It's an absolute cracking side 1 through 17. I'm not saying 18 because I do not like Daniel Fafita, but Baxter, I'll let you go first. What are your thoughts on this squad? And then I'll give my, analysis of how I think this team needs to play.
Look, this is a good side from the South Sydney Rabbitohs here on paper, but you've seen in the past 2 weeks when they get out on the field, they turn to a next level kind of team, and that man at fullback, Latrell Mitchell, he's just turning it on, and he's under contract negotiations, and he's just ticking those dollar signs over and over. And South Sydney are going to have to pay overs, or top-notch dollar. Shouldn't say overs, but top-notch dollar for him to keep him at the club. But I don't think he is the man to get that spark going. It's going to be the number 6, Cody Walker. I think he's going to start. He's going to set the platform, and he's just going to let Latrell rip, tear, bust into this bleeding Storm side. Mate, it's going to be a cracking game. What do you think?
Well, 100%. Obviously, I was hearing you talk about Latrell Mitchell, and I was sitting here going, I can't wait to throw Cody Walker and say that he's the one that needs to step up. And it's not because I don't think Latrell will be a player. I think Latrell is going to play how he always plays. He's going to be gritty. Johnston, you give him a chance, he's going to put the ball over the line. Lachlan Ilias, he hasn't had the best start to, obviously, his career, but he is obviously learning each week off Walker, off Latrell. Damien Cook, quick from dummy half. Cameron Murray, an absolute brilliant player at number 13. Nicarima off the bench. Like, they've got talent 1 through 17 again. I'm not giving any credit to Fafita. Don't like him. It's a bit sour, but I think the man that needs to step up here is Cody Walker. He needs to allow Lachlan Ilias to play freely. So if he can control the game, he can put the kicks in, he can get the ball to Mitchell, he can get the ball to Johnston. It's going to allow Ilias to kind of float behind that play and potentially put on a lot of points that will lead this team to a potential victory, like you said, against a bleeding Storm. But we will chuck the Storm up on the screen. It is obviously an interesting lineup. You're missing Pappenhausen. You're missing the cheese. Obviously, you do have your halves partners of Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes. Harry Grant is at the number 9 position. But I think if I look at this game and I look at this squad and I go, they've lost 3 in a row. They could potentially go 4 in a row here. And I want to draw your attention and get your thoughts on this. I look to their bench. Obviously, Grant Anderson, Tua Kamika, Alec McDonald, and Jordan Grant with Chris Lewis at the 18th man. It's almost, you could say, not a bench that we've come to see from the Melbourne Storm. There's a lot of names there, but a lot of people, if you didn't watch the NRL inside out, go, who the hell are these players now? Is the bench the reason? Is it the injuries and their lack of bench that's costing them in these crucial close games? Or what do you see here as the issue with this squad?
It's the injuries are not helping. Obviously, they used to have a stockpile of depth in certain positions. But since COVID, the boys of Queensland Cup haven't played much footy to get sort of the cobwebs and experience into first grade. So now that their injuries have taken a toll, they're relying on these kids who've had probably a handful of games and not much preparation. So, look, they're going to have to find something to get them out of the slump here. And I wouldn't want to be a Melbourne Storm player. That's for sure. We've heard Bellamy's preseason. I'm pretty sure that he would have run a 3-week preseason into these team, and they don't want to do a fourth. So if I have to pick for someone that's going to rise to the occasion, it's the man in the centre, number 4, Justin Olam. He's going to lead this team, or should I say, set the platform for Melbourne to run away with it. And if I'm a betting man, I'm going to back him for a try. And my tips, though, my tip is South. It's going to be 1-12. It's going to be really tight. Obviously, you got Walker and Munster battling it out for that 6.
Yeah, 100%. I think if there's one player for me, or two players, I guess, that need to stand up here, it is obviously Big Nelson. He needs to make sure he does hold on to the ball. He keeps his composure in check. He doesn't give away those cheap penalties, because the likes of obviously him, Hargraves, all those big players that give away repetitive penalties are starting to really cost their teams this year. So, one, I'm looking at Nelson. The second player I'm looking at, if the Storm are going to win this game, is Jerome Hughes. Now, obviously, there's a lot of talk about Munster, where he's going to end up, what contract he's going to get offered, where's he going to go. I think a lot of this reasoning is the Melbourne Storm have realised that Jerome Hughes is the heart of this squad. Sign him up, snap him up like they have. We'll either have Munster or we'll bleed a youth player in there now. It's kind of a win-lose for me. If I say I go for Melbourne and Souths win, I'm upset. If I say I go for Souths and Souths lose, I'm quite happy. So I'm going to go Souths. I'm going to go 1-12. And then I'm going to say be wary, because a Storm side losing 4 straight, I would not want to be playing them next week. Now, we say it every week. We don't want to play them after a loss. 4 straight losses, heads are going to roll, and Bellamy's going to kill someone. So I am going Souths in a 1-12 close game, but could it be the game of the round? Could it go either way? We don't know. We're going to have to wait till 7:30 Saturday night, but Baxter, we've got 2 more games to go, obviously, in this round. We're going to say thank you for the fans for listening to this preview of, obviously, Souths versus Storm, and we'll be back very soon to talk about Sunday football.
Thank you.